Hey everybody, it's so good to get to do these things with you guys, and I hope they're helpful. I hope they're informative and at times educational and relational. Education is important. Albert Einstein said education is what begins when you, as soon as you forget all the stuff you learned in school. And so hopefully this is beyond school and it's really into some things that can really help and inform, and also I hope there's a level and a sense of impartation that's taken place with these. I love getting to do them. Today I want to deal with a subject that might be a little bit unusual. I want to talk about the subject of flattery. And I know that musicians and ministers, gifted people, many times can get a sense of confusion in their life if they surround themselves with people that flatter them a lot, or they need that flattery to compel them forward in their gifting and their calling, and that happens a lot, strangely enough. I want to read something. It's not even complete yet, but I want to read some writing I've been doing here in regards to flattery. It's going to be on one of my blogs coming out pretty soon. Probably by the time you see this, it will already be on the blog. And for any of you that are following the blog, it's called Talker's Block, and you can go to Talker's Block and read the blogs. I hope you are one of the followers. But anyway, here we go. It says, flattery can violate the truth about who we are and subtly confuse us about our identity. Confusion and identity issues can alter your understanding of your destiny. And anything that has the power to do all that should never be taken lightly. And we should never take flattery lightly, that's for certain, and you'll see why in just a second. But that's why the Bible never has anything good to say about flattery. Now, sincere compliments, on the other hand, can bring clarity, awaken identity, and it can activate destiny. Wow. When we sincerely bless one another, and notice the word sincerely, bless one another with kind words, what we do is we make room for grace to operate. Now, praise is a powerful force, and it carries us a wonderful life-giving result when it's connected to godly purpose. But flattery is never connected to godly purpose, you'll notice. Truthful and honest praise can create an atmosphere of purity and honor. And when it's been when it has been poisoned with insincerity and presumption, it's still powerful, but it's not honest. So I believe that's why God desires to inhabit and move in environments that are charged with honest praise. And flattery is never honest praise. Flattery always has a motive behind it. Flattery always has something it's stained with this insincerity that sometimes leaves you empty. That's why we sense, but listen to this. I believe that's why God desires to inhabit and move in environments that are charged with honest praise. And that's why we sense His presence when we honestly and authentically bless and honor one another. You ever notice when somebody actually blesses you and speaks encouraging words or compliments, and you feel a sense of honor, and it doesn't leave you feeling that little stained somehow by their words? This could also be the reason why we feel repulsed or somehow dishonored when we are violated by flattery. It's kind of a strange subject, but the Bible, again, never has anything good to say about flattery, and it's sometimes it even puts a little question on praise when it's man to man, even though praise, again, is a pure environment, if it's pure and honest praise. Now, Proverbs 27, it's in verse 21, it says that the refining pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. That's King James. Now, when you think, what is that really saying? A refining pot for silver and a furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Now, one of the ways that you can look at the idea of praise versus flattery. Praise is in this situation, let's pretend, I remember when I was a kid growing up, at one point we lived in a place where there was an old man who still prided himself in being a blacksmith. And even though horse and buggy days were long gone, he still loved to work with iron and work with metal. He did it the old way with all the old machinery that was used in the days of blacksmithing, and he loved to make horseshoes and stuff. Now, I remember as a little guy, I was about 7 years old, I would go down and stand and watch this man work. And when he would work, I remember he would grab pieces of metal, old horseshoes, old pieces of door hinges, barn door hinges, gate hinges and stuff, throw them over into this vat, and he had a big old fire going, and he would just keep pumping those bellows and keeping the wind on the forge, and pretty soon that vat gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and the metal turns red hot, and then it goes white hot. Then it melts and it becomes liquid. And I watched this process. Every now and then he would just go over and look over in there, and he would take this thing somewhat like a water dipper, a big bold spoon kind of a thing, and he'd reach over and all of this scum would float to the top as that metal would heat up. And as it turned liquid, this scum would float up. He would just scrape it off the top and throw it away. And then he'd go on about his business over here doing whatever he was doing. 5 or 10 minutes later, he'd come back and more scum had floated to the top. He'd take this big old dipper and rake all the scum off the top and throw it away. And the idea is you keep doing that and you keep going back, because the praise creates an environment of fire, or fire creates an environment that heats things up in our lives and floats all this stuff to the top. Now what he was doing was he was dipping or skimming off all of the impurities that were in the metal. And as he would throw the impurities away, then he would go back and let process continue, and then he'd come back, throw more impurities away. Finally, he had done it so many times, when he could walk over and look down into this vat of liquid, and he could see an unblemished, undistorted reflection of himself in the liquid, he knew that now that it was pure. Now think about that. Environments of true and honest praise and honor, there's something pure about that, and there's something holy about that, but many times we have to go through all this fire to get the impurities to float to the top and take them away. So don't be polluting your life, your call, your anointing, your ministry, your music, your ministry, everything, your mission in life. Don't let it be poisoned or impure based upon man's flattery. Get that stuff out of your life. Get rightly related to a perfect reflection of who you really are. Because I believe the Lord, when He brings His presence into your life, He also brings not only the calming and refreshing and wind, but He can also bring fire to your life for the purpose of floating those things to the top. Floating the flattery out and getting pure praise in. Because He really wants to be able to walk over through the process. He'll keep walking over and looking into your life until He sees a pure, unblemished, undistorted reflection of Himself. And now He knows that praise is right. You've rightly aligned your life to His, your image to His, your understanding of who you are based upon how He sees you. Just some thought. But don't be flattered by the things of this world. It's not worth it. Just allow Him to look deeply into your life, into your heart, right at this time in your life. And hey, till next time, we'll see you later.
Thanks for watching. If you've been blessed by this program, please consider partnering with us in prayer or through a financial gift. Learn more by visiting our website at selaministries.com.